Welcome to the Cinchuation Podcast, brought to you by Saddle Up. Saddle your horses, tighten those cinches, and join us as we dive into the heart of the Western equestrian lifestyle.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm so
You're
excited
welcome.
to talk
Thank
with
you for including me.
Absolutely.
I love this place.
Yeah, well, we love you. We appreciate
Well,
it.
thank
And you do a lot in the industry, so I'm super
Well,
excited.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. So kind of give us some background, maybe introduce yourself for people who might not have, followed your journey or might know you really well and they want to know more.
Well, my name is Kim Lankford, banker, and I guess I started in television.
Yeah.
And although I've always had horses throughout my life, and started in television and started working there and doing well. And show business is its own thing, like horse work is its own thing.
Yeah.
And but horse work is a little more consistent.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it was sort of a natural progression for me to go from that kind of mindfulness to the mindfulness of the horse and working with horses and working with humans, because we know, or maybe we don't know, the horse or the mule or the donkey is perfect.
Yeah.
It's us that always need to be working ourselves. And that's kind of how I started with Living Horsemanship, is that everything you do, or for me, everything that I do is in preparation to working with my equine partner, whether it be the mule or the horse.
Yeah.
I started with horses. I started, one of your questions was when did you start? My mom said, I was born loving horses.
Aw, yeah.
So I don't remember the first breath I take,
Right.
or I took then.
Right.
I don't remember the first horse I ever rode. And she said, I just came out loving horses and loving singing and acting.
Yeah.
So there I was.
So there you were, yeah.
So there I was born into this. And it wasn't so unusual because my grandparents come from a vaudeville background and my mother was an opera singer.
Oh, how
so
cool.
Everything sort of progressed and then kept progressing into when show business became a little too much. I started focusing more on the horses. I wanted to get out of town, so to speak, Dodge, Hollywood,
Yeah.
and bring my horses with me. And I had an opportunity to move to Colorado. So I brought 3 horses and packed my bags and I came.
Wow. That's amazing.
So did you have a horse family when you were born?
I did.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, the horses I brought with me,
No, when you took your first breath, was your family with horses?
No, they
No?
weren't. But what's interesting now, and because we were doing this and I've been looking at your insightful questions, I started thinking, and oftentimes throughout my life, I wondered, why do I have this affinity for this?
Yeah.
And then I started going back over things with my brother. And it turns out my great-grandfather, who I knew, who was alive when we were born, was a blacksmith in Bone Gap, Illinois.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And one of my friends said, we knew you had to have Midwest in you. You're so nice. And I was like, really? I never thought of that. So, but through that, and Steve, that's my brother, my mom has recently moved on and we've been going through things in this, and there was like an 8x10 or poster of my grandfather's blacksmith shop with a big like Percheron or draft horse.
Yeah.
I know.
That's amazing.
And then I went, oh, I get it. So it was, I guess, innate or intuitive or just born in me somehow.
I've always said that you people just have the horse in them. You can't take it out. You can't put it in. Like it's just
it's just there.
it's just there.
It's true.
And my dad, his dad did not like horses because that meant a lot of work. It meant farm, blah, blah, blah. So, they did not have horses. But he said, my dad said, when he was in kindergarten, you could always find him over at the neighbors, just staring at their pasture and staring at the horses, or he was at the library reading books about horses, and it was his passion. And yep, and this was his retirement hobby. So yes,
I do. Excuse me. I do think it's something that, and it's kind of the same with acting. You know, there's so many similarities to me. You either gravitate to it, you can't really put it in. It's either there, it's not there. I mean, you can learn technique, of course, and the same with the horse and mule and donkey. You know, you have technique, and technique is a good place, is a good thing to have, but feel is better. Not better, but you can't just go on technique.
Absolutely.
It just won't work.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there's the feel, and then I started working on the feel, timing, blending, balance, breath, and the postural awareness to see it through.
Yeah.
So as you present yourself to theater on stage, it's the same thing you present yourself to the horse in the round pen or the pasture or the trail ride you're going on. And if you can't, in my philosophy, that is a combination of a lot of philosophies all put together, you know, why does the horse want to be with you? Why does he want to trust you if you have nothing to offer him?
Yeah.
If you're not going to help him or her get in and out of a situation? Because as we too well know, when that isn't there and they deem themselves in trouble, they'll just take you down.
Yeah.
Not because they're mean, but because they're saving their life, the flight fear animal. So for me, it sort of seemed organic to go from stage to the horse.
To the horse, yeah. You like applied both. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. So you kind of always loved horses. With your acting stuff, was that something that you always knew you wanted
I always
to
loved
pursue?
that, yes.
Yeah. Like in school and stuff. Did you?
That was the only place I excelled in school. Was drama, modern dance,
Oh yeah.
creative writing.
Yeah.
I barely made it out of really academic school because my brain is just not an academic brain. To some things, like I got out of school because finally I got out of math fundamentals. I just had to graduate that, but I'm not a good mathematician. I mean, I can add and, and all that and make sure I'm getting paid properly.
We all have our gifts, and school tends to think that we all need to fit into this little square box, and that is absolutely not how we work. So in no way, shape, or form do I find that to be a good working system.
No, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, again, it depends. I mean, some people, engineers, people that are very focused in certain ways, it's very good. And it's very good. But so I went to acting schools. You know, I went to, a lot of acting schools, but the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts in London, that is a very good school, you know. But I excelled there because that's what I was interested in, and I was passionate about it. And working with various horsemen or horse people, you know, I excelled there because, like you said,
you're passionate about it.
It was my deal.
My son is not of the traditional sorts, and when he went to a Montessori school, he said, his teacher said he was the only student to ever go, "Oh my God, I love this school," you know, when he was in kindergarten, because Montessori is a completely different way to learn. And in the traditional school, he always, just had issues. But then when he got his GED at 16, he was in the top 5 percentile, even though I couldn't keep him in school. Like, he's a brilliant soul, but the traditional way of learning was definitely not for him. So,
and isn't that great that we have that now, or these days, you know?
Yeah.
Different options.
So people
So for those that might not know your background, tell us a little bit, like, how old were you when you did your first acting job until your last? Like, how long did
at
that?
birth.
At birth, yes.
I came out
from the
of,
family.
I came out acting.
yeah, I'm on the world. I'm on the planet. 9 was the first time I remember being on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a show called with Dorothy Collins and what was it? Of course, Hugh Hefner, I think, was in that, Music Man. And that was in San Francisco at the Circle Star Theater. And I was 9 years old. And in that, too, you know, with Mom moving on, I just found a little clip of me in that picture of there. So about 9 then. And I had a horse then, you
Wow,
know,
yeah.
early on then.
Yeah.
So that's about the first in the acting that I
That you did.
recall.
Do you still do any acting, or have you pretty much like just kind of retired from it?
Well, I would.
Yeah.
And I love acting, but I don't necessarily love the business
Yeah.
of show business. But I did something not too long ago that a friend of mine recommended me for, and it was on the Weather Channel. It was really great. It was
Oh.
I love documentaries.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love documentaries. And it was a documentary of the Donner Party.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
And being from California,
Yeah.
that we studied that
Yeah.
I mean, not all the time, but
yeah.
it was a big part of your education, knowing about the Donner Party. So I did that. That was really great.
Super fun.
Yes, it was really good. Darby Hinton was in it. There were a lot of pretty good people in there.
Yeah.
And ironically, Donner Pass that year had no snow.
Wow.
So we shot in Leadville
Oh, okay. Okay.
for the whole
thing?
The whole
Oh,
thing
how
was in
cool.
Leadville. And then when we were crossing the prairies, that was in Nevada, I think, Reno, those areas. But it was around the Donner area. But so I love to do things I don't necessarily. I love auditioning.
Yeah.
But I want to get it.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
if I don't get it, then I'm upset. And
That's
so it's best that I
understandable.
do things that people want me for.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
You're the
I'm
chosen
there.
one.
Yeah, when
I don't have to work for it. I'm chosen.
Thank you, Dana.
I love
Absolutely.
that. That's funny.
That's exactly what I like.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
would.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
love I love the Yellowstone stuff, the Dutton Ranch.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I could so see her out there.
Oh,
She's
my
like,
gosh.
you know, kicking butt out there.
Yeah. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
The Dutton Ranch thing I like, but
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it's a good one.
anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
I
No.
thought
Yeah.
about sending him a picture and resume, but
You should.
maybe.
You should. What the heck, you know?
Nice.
Yeah, I could see it.
Well, I don't want to be gone too long from my animals too.
This is
No.
true.
So, you
yeah,
know,
I
then
bet
there's
that
that
would be
part.
hard. Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
you know, you're in one spot and then you wish you were over here, and then you're there and you wish you were over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I learned with working with the animals, or continue to learn, because as we know, it's an ongoing process.
Right. Right.
You never know it all. I always say if somebody tells me they know it all, I'm running. But is to be in the moment of where you are, and to be
Yeah.
appreciative of that moment,
Yeah.
because the only thing that matters to the horse is that moment, besides the release of pressure.
Absolutely.
There's their reward there. So I'm trying to remember how I was going with this, but that's been very helpful
Yeah.
in the acting world, or studying acting, is to really to be responsive to what's in the moment, not what was the moment after, or the moment before,
Yeah.
or the perceived moment before where you are.
Yeah.
And then when I got into Colorado, got in the Estes Valley, I started working in the royalty, you know, chairing the royalty department,
Oh, okay. Okay.
or that part for the rooftop rodeo.
yeah.
That was another thing that propelled forward, because it was really helpful to help the girls and the wranglers,
Yeah.
young men, present themselves, because again, it goes to the horse, and how do we get out there and connect with the people, with your community, and share, because it's all about where you came from.
Right.
What does Gilchrist have to offer? What does Estes Park have to offer? How are you going to tell the people about Estes Park and come and support the rooftop rodeo?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it started kind of there, and then you add the horse to it because they all need to ride.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
all need to
So
do
how
that.
long have you been in Colorado now?
I think it's been about 20 years, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah. 20, 21 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right in that area.
Yeah. And have you always been kind of in the same area, like up by
Yes.
Estes? Yeah. It's beautiful up there.
It's very
Yeah,
pretty.
it's
And I landed there.
Yeah.
And when I left Dodge, shall we say, I just wanted to be with my horses, and I brought my horses and I came here and just started to reinvent myself
Yeah.
and reinvent the work that I wanted to do. I never lived in Estes proper, per se, and probably my happiest place out of where I live now, which is in the Blue Mountains, was Allens Park. So, and I get out of town a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, but then, of course, that's all I wanted to be, was out of town with my horses. And if anybody wanted to see me, they'd came to me.
So did you say that you came with 3 horses?
I came with 3 horses.
Dare I ask how many you have on your ranch now?
You should, yes, you dare. You dare to ask. I have 10 horses and 4 mules.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah.
Somehow it just told me there's no
There's
longer
more.
3.
Yeah. There's
No.
more. Yeah.
Yeah,
anymore.
that was the handy part.
Yeah.
And I could start helping people who were having trouble with their horse.
Right.
Or whatever the situation was, got into a situation, I'd like, oh, I could help that horse.
Yeah.
So, I accumulated a herd pretty fast and not, obviously there's a lot of upkeep with the animals.
Right. For sure.
But, I never have bought like superstar. Well, they're superstar to me. All
Right.
my horses
And
are
that's-
priceless, but and it really doesn't matter. But, a lot of people, and especially in the horse industry now,
Yes.
you're paying 60 grand. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah. It's insane.
100 grand,
It's
And
wild.
of course, and then it depends on your discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Florida to work with, because also I'm a Pilates practitioner.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that. That's
very
awesome.
thank you.
Yeah.
Very mind body work, which is of course what you have to have for the horse, in my opinion, and your breath
Oh, absolutely.
or lack thereof breath to manifest your breath, manifest motion,
Yeah.
movement. And though, those people are really high rollers in the dressage world. But a lot of them couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
So, or didn't breathe.
Yeah.
I often feel bad when I step out to do a saddle fit. There's so much going on in here, and I have all this anxiety and stress, and I do always take a little bit to just acquaint myself with the horse. But a lot of times I'm letting them ground me before we get started. So,
Yeah.
I feel like, oh gosh, here I come, just this whirlwind of
Energy, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And then we're like, okay, let's just take a moment. And it's just amazing what they do. So, for sure.
And that's why you're successful at what you're doing with them.
Yeah.
Because if you're welcome, but if you kept that, it just doesn't work. That frenetic energy, of course, feeds. And then they're going, what's she so crazy about?
I
What's
just got
happening?
here. I should be worried too.
And then a rabbit jumps out of the ground.
It all
and you
goes
"Ah!"
back.
Yeah, it all goes to hell and air back. It's all over the place.
Yes.
From going from RTR, the rooftop rodeo,
Yeah.
I started with then working with the Estes Park Equestrian Club.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So then I became the president of the Estes Park Equestrian Club.
Yeah.
And Kathy Walker and I run the club together. She's VP, but we never really, even though I just said this, we never really don't say like, I'm president, she's VP, or I'm
Right.
VP,
You're a
she's
team.
Yeah, we just say we work the Estes Park Equestrian Club together.
Yeah.
And so this Saturday, we have our fun day coming up.
Oh, okay.
And then the Gymkhana, which will be in the main arena, is August 8th. So I've been chairing that with Kathy for probably the last 7, 8 years.
Wow. Okay.
We've been doing that, so
Yeah.
we're working that. And that's another thing, like the Montessori school, the horse school. A lot of these kids need a place to be.
Yeah.
They need to feel valued. And there's nothing in my mind that helps the value, especially of a young girl,
Yeah.
to be able to direct a 1,500-pound animal.
Absolutely.
To build that kind of confidence inside themselves, to work to presenting themselves to the big world when they go out into it.
Absolutely.
So that's really been, although I'll work with anybody. I also have a cowboy that I work with now who's 37 or 35 who just decided he wanted to ride.
Yeah.
So I work with anyone who
Anyone,
wants to learn and do, but it's really important, I think, for the young girls. I really am passionate about that, and
Yeah.
just started another little.
There's definitely
13-year-old.
more, I would say, young ladies, young girls that are that we see in horses.
Yeah.
But it is nice. I didn't see it as much when we were in our Longmont location, but moving out here a little bit more to the country, we do see a good amount of young men as
Young men,
well.
yeah, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, it's just it's completely different in today's day and age to have that foundation.
Yeah.
And it just gives them, our social skills are quickly going by the wayside. So they
Isn't that the truth?
so
That's
they
right.
learn a lot from, just being assertive and working with the horse.
Well,
and
and being
having a voice.
respectful, having
Right.
respect,
Oh,
because that
goodness.
animal, I can say, not because they're mean necessarily,
yeah.
but will take you
It's an
down.
animal. Yeah.
It's an animal,
absolutely.
any
Absolutely.
animal. So you have to build a lot of respect. I heard from Cindy, who heads up the rooftop rodeo, which is coming up. We have 5 young men for wranglers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and usually it's only been about 2 guys and 7 girls.
Yeah.
So,
it's
so
getting
that's
there.
really nice
Yeah.
to see that the young men are starting to, well, I don't know that they're starting to, but we're seeing it more.
Yeah.
And I bet out here, because this is cowboy country out here.
It is, yeah,
Yeah,
most
I know,
definitely.
out here.
I think it's really cool when you do those schools for, for younger, all ages, but a lot of like the kids that are still in school, because I struggled with that in school. Like I grew up kind of in the city. I was weird because I was a horse girl. There was nothing else for, horse people. Like we didn't even have 4-H or anything in my
Oh, wow.
county. They had all the sports, all that type of stuff, but there's nothing for something. So I think it's very important for them to be able to embrace that and go do that instead of just being, again, back to the school thing. You're stuck where, yeah, they offer soccer and like music class
Right,
and all this, but
right.
there's nothing for horse people or ag people really. So that's really awesome. Yeah.
4-H is really important. But the
Yes.
team sports are really good too.
They are,
I
absolutely,
have
absolutely.
a couple of young gals that in there in the basketball, volleyball, and it's good. Anytime you're working with people and you need
Absolutely.
to build that kind of a relationship, because that is the relationship you're building with your horse. It's a
Partnership, yeah.
team gig.
Absolutely.
So your equine athletic partner and you need to be
Yeah.
together on
Together.
that.
Yes. Yes.
So that's kind of that part of getting here. And I think just being here, one of your questions were, what did I feel more comfortable in? Or
Yeah.
I feel completely comfortable and at ease with the horses.
Yeah.
And I always felt completely comfortable and at ease on stage, working on stage.
Yeah.
If you're prepared and you know your stuff, you just go. And it's not scary, it's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's exciting
You're
to be
passionate
able
about
to
it,
do
you're
it.
doing it. Yeah, that's awesome. No, I love that you just love both things. You know what I mean? Because you never know when you have that many such different worlds, that's I was very curious about that. So I'm so
Oh,
glad that
thank
it
you.
was just great on both ends, Yeah, that's awesome. So for your living horsemanship, do you train? Do you do lessons? Like do you rescue too? You kind of do everything.
Yeah, I'm passionate about the rescuing.
Yeah, for sure.
I love to do that. And most of my horses are, well, most of my mules, I would say.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say absolutely 4 of them, all
Are
4 of them
rescues,
have been
yeah.
rescued. And that's an interesting way, you know, because they've been fouled by the human, not because they were beat per se, but the human didn't have time, or the human didn't understand, or the human's ignorant.
Yeah.
And mules are so smart and so sensitive. And I've been learning a lot with that, because when I first got our little mule, Danny, we call her Danny's little darling.
Aw.
And when I first got her and I put pressure on her, that would have sent any horse like to the top of Long's Peak.
Yeah, yeah.
And she just looked at me
Oh.
like, what are you
doing? Yeah.
what are you doing? And I felt I was rather in over my head. So I called Roger and Verna Allgaier, and I said, you know, here's my situation. We have this great guy, Kim. You've got to call Tom Mowry. And I called Tom, and I told him what was going on, and he goes, well, he's another one that we should have on this.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He's like, well, Kim, okay, well, let's see what you got going on. Like nothing. I have nothing going on except food and shelter.
Yeah.
And so he started helping me and mentoring me, and I still work with him. And he works with my husband, John, because you can only help, I feel, your husband or partner so far.
Yeah.
Until it turns into murder situations, and you go, well, that's not good. So, and contradicts everything that I'm trying to teach. So Tom has come out, and I work with Tom probably once to twice a month, and he's really helped me understand the mules.
Yeah.
And work with them, and so that's been great.
Yeah.
Really great.
Kind of a new adventure.
There's so much different.
Yeah.
And I think had I known now what I didn't know then, I probably would just have all mules.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
But I love my horses too.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I I'd never sell my horse out.
Yeah.
But the mule is quite intriguing and quite handy, and really I think demands another level of what we
Horsemanship.
horsemanship, yeah,
Yeah.
what we could bring to the table.
Wow. That's crazy that they are so different, you know?
I know it,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It is very.
I think I've said it on here before. It just makes me think my dad, when he was young, he worked for a trail riding outfit in Minnesota. Jack Branson, I think was his name. Anyways, one day they had all the horses taken, and he's like, Jack, there's nothing left for me to ride. What am I going to do? And he says, well, Dick, there's a mule out back. He said he just went spitting and cussing all the way to that mule. It's the best trail ride of his life. So, yep. But he was so upset when he got told
When
that he
that
had to
was
ride
his
the
ride.
mule.
Well,
Yep.
Yeah, the young girls are going, well, I don't want to ride a mule.
Oh, geez.
I want to ride a horse. Now, the Newly, one of our mules, is like her, her lover. So sad. And she and him, Victoria and Newly, are just like,
Just, got that bond. Yeah. That partnership.
and Pink too. She's a horse head too. But it was just really beautiful.
Yeah.
A mule.
Like, yeah, a mule. Yeah.
Now we all want to be on the mule.
Yeah.
John and I were in Canada. 2 of our horses are in Canada working with,
okay.
I don't know, Trevor Meritus. I don't know if you guys know him.
It sounds familiar. Yeah. Yeah.
He's Cowboy Obstacles, Extreme
Oh, okay.
Obstacles.
Yes. Okay.
And that's my passion for showing.
Okay. Very cool.
So ranch
Yeah.
work and the cowboy obstacles.
Okay.
Extreme cowboy obstacles. So, the suspended bridges and all that. So 2 of my horses are up there working with him. And we went to Texas, 2 years ago. Glen Rose, Texas is where Craig Cameron started all of this. And we went to Texas there at the Worlds and saw that and worked with my horses, a couple of my horses. So
that's
it is really fun.
Yeah.
And then we did that expo a few years ago at National Western.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
So the mules are great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we went to, John and I went to the Grand Canyon to ride mules. Well, to see the Grand Canyon and
But also,
and ride mules
Yeah.
to down at, what is it, Phantom Ranch at the bottom there,
Okay, yeah.
and then come back up. And it was, what time of year it was, like maybe February. There was snow on the ground or ice or however, and the mule guide says, don't try to keep your mule from the edge of the trail, which, by the way, the trail is only about this big anyway.
Yeah.
And they walk right on the edge. And that's where they like to be. And you as the rider, if you try to bring them in,
Yeah.
well, they'll take a couple of steps in and then they're right
Right
back
back
out on
out.
the edge.
Wow.
It's another thing my dad used to always say about those type of trail rides. Just give them their head. That horse does not want to fall, or that mule
That's exactly
does
right.
not want to fall. They know much better what they're doing and where their
Than
feet
what
are
we're
than
doing.
you
But,
do.
we start to think, no, we got to do
yeah,
it.
but
We got to do it.
control,
With control. Exactly.
Trust.
Control freak.
Yep.
Yep. Just give them their head and
Then
let them go.
I could not do that. Yeah.
And then when you stop to rest, they turn, of course, they're not going to turn into the mountain or the cliff or the side of the Grand Canyon. So they turn out and
You're just like,
down.
wow, look at down there. Yeah.
look at, there's the Colorado River way down there.
I have a height issue, as is.
I
No.
I
couldn't
do too.
Oh,
so,
do you? Yeah.
that's a bit-
Yeah.
I don't really like heights.
Heights.
But I keep my eyes on the horizon.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and then I kind of work my way down to looking down. But John, who loves to be up high and loves to look down, is saying, look down there, look over there, look there. And I'm saying, would you stop that already? I'll look where I want to look when I want to
Look
look.
when I'm ready. Yeah.
I'm staying on the horizon, and then maybe I might look over.
It's layers. We got to work down. Yeah. Oh man.
Exactly. So
That's
it's pretty.
hilarious.
That was pretty funny, but it was a
Yeah.
great
Oh, I
ride
bet it's so cool.
and a great experience to be on the mules for that length of a time,
Yeah.
and to see that they've built that whole trail. That's the other thing that we work on in the equestrian club, is to keep the presence of the equine, whether it be the mule or the horse,
Yeah.
in the Rocky Mountain National Park,
Yeah.
because you know how they
yeah.
do not want us riding in there.
Yeah. They want to
Even
push it
though
out.
we built the trails.
Right. Right.
So we work on that visibility in there, and so that's a good deal.
Yeah, for sure. That is frustrating now. Even I feel like even out here, it's gotten so populated, and a lot of people just don't like the horses anymore. And
I don't understand that.
I don't either. Yeah, but it is very frustrating. Just
It is.
like the lack of events, at least for my disciplines, like that has diminished hugely in the area. And just you can't even, certain trails don't want you out there and stuff.
What are your disciplines?
So I barrel race and I breakaway rope, and it's just like
breakaway.
it's
How fun is that?
It is, but there's nothing here. There's
No.
nothing.
Out in where is Weldon?
Yeah. Weldona.
Weldona. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Weldona. I know they're doing some stuff out
Are
there.
they? Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I could hook you up there.
She hooked me up,
Kathy's daughter, Ruth, she's doing a lot of roping, heading, and heeling, but
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a lot of breakaway.
breakaway too. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, the heading and heeling scares me. I don't want to. I like my fingers. I'm like,
I know. I was going to say,
I'm
I
like,
want to keep my thumbs.
Yeah, I like my thumbs. Thank you.
I like to rope, but nothing that moves.
No, well,
Fence
at
post.
least the breakaway, you like catch them and it goes. You
Yeah,
know, you don't have
yeah.
to dally. You're out of
Exactly.
there. Yeah, 'cause,
Exactly.
that stresses me out.
Exactly.
Like,
Well, it's tough.
my
Yeah.
fingers. Yeah,
That's
for
a tough
sure.
gig.
It is.
But
Yes.
fun.
It is fun. Yeah, it's fun. But
Neat.
yes, definitely. Even the barrel racing has just kind of tanked, at least out here. So, but yeah, just interesting.
Well, that's a heavy deal too. I mean,
is.
the barrel racing. They were in Elizabeth. Rodeos just coming up all over. So there was events out in Elizabeth.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fun though. I enjoy
That's
it.
what I started as a kid. As
Yeah?
being a bit loving to do the little barrels, not little, but the big barrels.
Yeah.
But what I've realized, though, you can have a calm horse and a horse that loves to do barrels, but
Yeah.
it's a pretty hopped up kid.
It is, yeah. And I think a lot of your, like, how you're approaching to it, I feel like a lot of those, and I'm not hating on anyone, but they lose sight of that. It does just become just, oh, that speed, just go, go, go. And you have to do other stuff with those horses. They, like, I hate doing drills. I hate solely doing that. Like, no,
Right.
my horse needs to be able to rope, trail ride, barrel race, do whatever I want, because
Exactly.
they get burnt out on it.
That's
and
right.
their minds go crazy.
Well, hence why my horses are in Canada, because
Yeah.
early on I used to travel around the country helping people with, mostly it was women who were a little more chronologically mature, that had broken their backs or their necks. They're afraid to ride again, but want to ride again.
Yeah.
And so that was really fulfilling to work with those people, because I could help them get an awareness, the rhythm of the horse, get an awareness of their body, so they could bring some confidence to the horse and start riding again.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. And I spent about 2 years going around the country doing that and taking my horses with me. So when I got my own ranch, who wants to leave, right? So I didn't want to do that. So now I have these horses. I bred one of my horses and had 2 foals.
Yeah.
And I said to John, but their mind is not getting expanded, because we're just here on the ranch. I mean, I do a few things like go to Fort Robinson or this and that.
Yeah.
They need big expansion to address what you were saying.
Absolutely.
So Trevor, who's a good friend of mine and a wonderful trainer, a fantastic trainer, I said, will you take these horses and get them out on the road with you and get them, and again, exposed to these things? Because with Bridger, you have in here, what was one of the horses that made the biggest difference in my life, which was my horse Bridger. But he went with me all over the country. And he was a Mustang that I rescued and trained, if you will, but I really think he trained me. And I would always default to him. He always had a better choice, really.
Yeah.
And because he would climb the Empire State Building if I asked him.
Asked him to, yeah.
But when he said no, I went, there must be some trouble here.
Yeah.
And I would investigate it, and there would be trouble,
That's
so we wouldn't
amazing.
do that. Or one day we were riding around Hell's Canyon, out there, and I was totally committed to this way home.
Yeah.
Just, this is the way we're going. And he just kept saying, no, I really don't want to do that. And I was, gosh, Bridger, all right. So I put my reins down, and he started traveling, and I ducked my head down. In like 3 minutes, I was at my ranch.
He's like, no, really?
Come on now.
How did that happen? I'm like, but wait a minute, I had this whole plan going, and there we were.
He's like,
So
no.
I would always default to that horse, and I always said he had you'll get this.
Yeah.
Always as kids, probably with you guys, I used to play horses. And I was always this beautiful Mustang, and you're on all fours. And I met Bridger at a rescue place. And
Yeah.
went, oh my God, that horse.
Yeah.
He's my soul. He's in my soul. And people will say your heart horse. It wasn't my heart horse. It was a soul.
Yeah.
And I finally told one of my friends, one of my rodeo girls, she'd totally get this, Marley Marduk, she was our rodeo queen. I said, I've never said this to anyone, but I'm going to say it to you because I know you'll get it.
Yeah.
And she knew Bridger. I said, Bridger, I was Bridger when I played horses.
Yeah. I get that.
Or he was me,
Yeah.
however it went.
I get that.
And when I was doing a lot of work with the Hooved Animal Humane Society, and we were adopting these horses out, Mustangs.
Yeah.
In that process, we let these Mustangs, it was a small little band of Mustangs that wandered onto a private ranch. and we closed the gate on it.
Mhm.
So kept the BLM out of that process, although they knew what we were doing. And then we were going to start these horses up and adopt them out.
Yeah.
A guy by the name of Kevin Westcott and Harry Whitney. I had known, I didn't know Kevin at that time, but I knew Harry real well, and I asked Harry to come with me. That was in Rockford, Illinois.
Okay.
And that horse was in the pasture, and I was walking by, and and I went, and that was it.
Wow.
And he followed me
Oh.
everywhere I went. If I was here, he didn't have to be physically next to me, but his eyes were
on you,
everywhere. And he was everywhere in me. And so we were doing our job, starting these young horses up.
Yeah.
And, of course, I wanted him, and everyone saw it. Donna Ellis was chaired that particular, well, she started the whole Hooved Animal Humane Society there. So she goes, well, Kim, I guess we know what you're going to be doing. Yeah, exactly. That's great. Well, we just want you to know that that horse already has a bid on him.
Oh.
And I said, oh, yeah, well, that's the way it goes. That's interesting. I'm thinking that will never happen. I don't know how, but it's just never going to happen. But I never told anybody. But everybody knew
Yeah.
that was, I had there that was happening. And so it continued. We were there for about a week, getting these horses friendly to the human, haltering them, putting saddles on them, getting them going. And Donna then told me about this gal who wanted him as well, even though I never said a word.
Right.
Never said a word. Had upped her bid on him. I know. And I was so insulted. I was like, well, that is just terrible. Well, okay. All right. Okay, good. But I want that horse. And, Donna's like, yes, we know, Kim. And I had been working with him for a few years. And this gal kept upping her bid. And so I just went, well, whatever. I don't know how this is going to roll, but this is it. And then it came time for us to leave. And so you're going back to California from Illinois. And I said, well, Kim, we're just going to have to talk to the board. We're going to have to work something out and la-da-da. And I thought, okay. So those were the longest 2 weeks that I had to wait. I had another horse, Cyrano, that I had rescued, but that Bridger. And they called me and they said, yeah, he's going to be yours.
Oh.
And I was because of all the work that you've been doing with us, Kim,
Absolutely.
we want to gift you that horse.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And so, setting up him being shipped from there to here, and when's that going to happen? And I had my bag packed, so as soon as he was here, I just, no matter what time it was, I was going to rush to the ranch and greet him there. And they did. They called, and they had gotten to, what's one of the big mountains here? Princeton, it starts with a P.
Pikes Peak?
Pikes Peak. They got to Pikes Peak and they called me, and I'm like, oh, you're getting close. And then they got here, and I kept Bridger. Well, he came with me here, and he passed away he was about 34. We never really knew how old he was, but I had him for like 30 years, 33 years.
That's amazing.
And he was just that horse that John and I got married on him. I had always dreamed of that as a child. I'm going to ride my horse when I get married. And I didn't know what horse it would be, except it was Bridger.
Yeah.
And people have called me since that have wanted to ride their horses in their weddings, but they call like 2 or 3 days before their wedding. And I'm like, oh no, sorry.
No,
But it's my dream, really.
You got a plan.
I don't know about that. Yeah,
Really?
you gotta plan that out.
It's your dream, or it's a moment that you want,
Yeah.
It was my total dream. I was either going to be married on horseback or underwater.
There you go.
Scuba diving. I don't know why.
Are you a scuba diver? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
yes, I do know why.
gosh,
Yes, I am a
girl.
scuba diver, and I do love the water, but
Yeah.
it's
But
better
the
on the
horses
horse.
were, yeah, the horses are better. Yes, that's,
So that horse, I took him all over the country with me.
Yeah.
And I told one of my friends, Wild Bill, we call him Wild Bill Moore, when Bridger passed on, because he would ride Bridger sometimes too. He said, "Well, Kim, that horse taught a lot of people."
you did, yeah. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was good, but I guess, in that transition,
Yeah,
I've been learning a lot too. You know, so
absolutely.
he brought me to a lot of understanding and different transitions and learning for the other animals that I have now.
Absolutely.
How do you find most of the clients that you work with? Is it referral based?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
So people have a need and they reach out to you and you decide if it's fit or not.
Well, I always say, people will say, "Well, how much is it going to cost? How much is this?" And I said, why don't you come and see my operation, see what I've got going on, see if it's something that works for you, because I don't do hour lessons. They kind of go with where the human is or where the horse is. So I'm not real regimented.
Yeah,
I go with my feel. And some people want a structure.
yeah.
And I think a structure is good. There is a
Right,
structure to a
right.
non-structure, because it's not really a non-structure. It's a structure when there's understanding between the human and the horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can't leave at a bad spot. So a lesson may be 15 minutes, it may be an hour and a half. And so that is how I like to work. And that doesn't fit for a lot of people. And that's okay too.
Absolutely.
But that's most everyone comes through, has been referred or knew about me through work in the rooftop rodeo, the royalty department there, or chairing that, or in the Estes Park Equestrian Club.
Good. Nice. That's awesome. And all ages, like
All
pretty much all
ages.
ages. Yeah.
I have one gal I work with, she's in her 80s
Wow.
and rides great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so it's never too late. It's never too early. People say, "How young do you say?" Well, I've started some kids that are 3. I mean, obviously they're not having lessons, but they're getting on the horse.
Yeah.
They're getting comfortable. They're getting
value. Wow.
and a lot of those kids are princesses now.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of them have become our queens, hopefully.
Yeah.
This one. So yeah, I don't really have the desire to learn.
Yeah.
Is the biggest thing that I have for the people, because it's not me knowing everything. It's us working together, knowing how to create success. I can hopefully help you from making some mistakes, because I've made thousands and millions of them. So you'll make your own, of course, but I always say that I love to err on the side of caution,
Absolutely.
and then we can work however we need to go. But it's a constant, that's the love of it. The same with acting,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're always growing into who you are at that moment or who you will be, but not getting ahead of where you are.
Absolutely.
And the same thing with the
Same
horse.
thing. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of along that same line, like what would be a huge piece of advice that you would give to, like, whether it be a younger girl or whatever age that is wanting to get into like the Western lifestyle and industry?
It's a good question. I would say it's a good choice.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And that you need to learn patience.
Yeah.
That's the thing that keeps the through line that keeps helping me. And that's why I started calling it Living Horsemanship, because it's not enough to say, okay, now I'm here with my horse and now I'm going to have it all together.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you're saddling, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It takes preparation
Yeah.
way back here.
Absolutely.
to then come to the horse. So I had a young girl the other day, and now she has never been on a horse before.
Yeah.
She's 13. And I said, well, it's all good. She came out. She was great, and the family was great. They came out, met the horse. And, I had her lead and put on a halter. And then she said, well, when can I ride?
Yeah.
And I said, well, next time.
Yeah.
If it works out, if you're going to come next time, you can ride. Because the kids, and I don't blame them. I want to get on the animal. I want to get on the horse, of course, I want to drive the car. Give it to me. So she came out the next, a week later. They thought about it, and yes, they want lessons. And she came out, and she got on the horse, and, well, what do I do? Well, let's just sit there and breathe for a while.
Take a breath. That's
Yeah.
Take a step
Let's
back and
just breathe.
Yeah.
Well, how do I get them to go?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to work on that. And from Sarah, lesson was about an hour and a half. 20, 30 minutes of it was, well, he won't do this. He won't, yeah, I get it. He will. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You'll get it. And her 13-year-old face, which is darling,
Yeah.
but all scrunched up, and you could smile. Are you having fun?
Yeah.
And no, I'm thinking. Okay, you can think and smile. I do it all the time. Cover up a lot with the smile.
Yeah.
Just keep smiling.
Keep smiling.
And about 20 or 30 minutes later, I said, so how are you feeling now? She goes, oh, this is great. So it's a lot different from where we started, isn't it? And you were ready to give up right there.
Yeah.
And throw the reins in.
Yeah.
Later on that night, she texts me and she said, well, can I ride in the parade?
Oh my gosh.
I really want to ride in the parade. No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
We got to work on a little bit of foundation first. Yeah.
And so it's interesting of how we go. And so patience is the thing. And she goes, but I really want to.
Yeah.
I said, I bet. I know you do.
Yeah.
And she goes, if I work every day from today, which was, 3 days ago, to the parade, which is July 6th, can I ride in it?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
So if you ride and work hard every day for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, because again, it's not about you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so many things, in the parade. Oh my
gosh,
goodness.
Yeah. You've got
There's
to
so
have-
many
yeah.
variables that can happen
Absolutely.
at any given
Any
second.
moment. Yeah.
When that horse went to trot a little bit, she got, of course, all panicked. And why
Yeah.
wouldn't she?
Right.
And I said, so how do you think that's going to work for you?
Yeah.
You need to think about the bigger picture. And not just the riders and the people in the parade. What about the spectators?
Yes. Yeah.
Your horse decides that you're not happening and is going to take over. Where are we then?
Yeah.
So patience is what I would say, and what I always say to the young people and the people of any age.
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. The
I
famous
tell
comment.
customers all the time, the fastest way to get there is to go the slowest.
There you go. That's a good.
That is a good line. I'm going to take that.
I'm gonna
down.
take
I'm gonna use it,
It was my dad's, so yeah.
So your dad
Yeah.
is a neat guy. Is he with us?
He's no longer with us, but yeah.
I'm going to pretend that he's with my mother. Or maybe he is.
Maybe he is. That would be
Yeah.
a good place to be. That would for sure
It'd be a
good
great place to be. Because we didn't even
Absolutely.
touch the part of us when we ran a pack station in the Eastern
Oh my
Sierras.
gosh.
So I learned a lot there too.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So there's so much.
You've done a lot of stuff. Yes, that is. It is really cool stuff. You've just
Thank
had such
you.
a journey.
Yes.
Like just the acting too. Like I was so surprised. Granted, I'll be honest. When you Google somebody, it doesn't tell you all the stuff. But I'm like, oh my gosh, you starred in a lot of stuff. Was
Oh, Lindsay, you're
I
funny.
know, but seriously, I was like, oh oh my
Yes.
gosh, this gal, man.
I always forget about Google
was-
and Wikipedia and all that
I
stuff.
was a
I'm like,
little girl watching those shows.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
bet.
absolutely.
It's so cool.
I was a little
I-
girl doing them.
Those shows, yes, yes.
I love it. So was Knots Landing, to kind of switch gears, was
Yeah.
Knots Landing kind of your biggest role, or did you have others?
Well, it was
too?
certainly the most popular.
Yeah.
That was, it was a spin-off of Dallas,
Mm,
even though Knots Landing was created before Dallas.
Oh wow.
But they thought that Knots Landing was a little too risque to start with.
Oh.
So I thought, wow, that's wild. But, so they started with Dallas.
Yeah.
And then the Ewing characters then spun off from Dallas to Knots Landing.
Wow.
But it was certainly, when you're on every week
Yeah.
and in people's livings, their living rooms, they feel like they know you.
Absolutely.
And basically they know that character, they know the show, and it becomes a comfort in certain ways. And it was, I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
I loved the character of Ginger. I loved every day of Knots Landing.
Yeah.
Was really, really fun. But yes, it was probably the most, because it was known all over the country and then
Right.
all over the world.
World,
I'd
too.
go places, you'd be in Egypt and have
Oh
someone
my
say
gosh.
something and you'd go, wow. And then, or London, or London was a little more understandable. Egypt always was one that went, wow.
That's crazy.
And you
yeah.
didn't really realize the impact of that
Yeah.
it has on people.
Right.
And that's a wonderful thing.
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
how long did it air for? Was it years?
The show
Like-
was, the show
Yeah.
was, I was on it, I believe, 5 years with
Wow.
including the pilot. I think the show went on, shocking, but I didn't pay a lot of attention after I left.
Fabulous.
I love it, yes.
Truth be
Yeah,
told.
Truth be told, yes. Hey, that's okay. That's okay.
But I did some, I did a lot of episodics, and then we started, another series that I would have loved to have done that, had it been picked up, a spin-off of Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Oh,
after
that would have been
that.
cool.
Oh my
yes.
gosh. It was called, what was it called? Wheels of California, I forget. There are two of them. That one was with that main guy who had the long hair on Dr. Quinn.
Yeah, yeah.
I forget his name. That was great. And I played like the Miss Kitty of town. It was so
That would've been so
fabulous.
cool,
It was so
yes.
good.
Yeah.
And you'd get off,
Yay.
you'd get off work, and it was shot at the Melody Ranch, which was Gene Autry's ranch
Oh,
out in
wow.
California.
Wow.
So you'd get off work and you'd be walking down, downtown Dodge,
Wow.
and just walking there and going, I've
How
died and gone
cool.
to heaven.
Yeah.
Guns of Paradise with
Oh, okay.
Dan, what was his name? Dan, I can't think of his last name right now. Another one.
Yeah.
Harry Harris was a great director on that. And, both those shows. And you, of course, like being a cowgirl,
Yeah.
being on Westerns, it's all,
Oh,
the
that'd be
clothes
so
are so
fun.
great. The clothes
Yeah.
to wear. I always say, saying to the young girl the other day, and the other good thing about being a cowgirl is the clothes.
The clothes are cute. Yeah,
The clothes
they're
are
great.
just,
They're
that's
stunning.
what we love.
Yeah, the jewelry,
So-
the turquoise.
Yeah, the turquoise, and
yes,
oh my
I
gosh.
love it.
But in that show, in Guns of Paradise, I believe it was, unless it was the other one, I wore all of Barbara Stanwyck's
Wow.
wardrobe, or a lot of it, from the Big Valley. Of course,
Yeah.
a show that we grew up with.
That's
And
cool.
and there I am in Barbara Stanwyck's outfit,
yeah.
walking through, Dodge.
Just amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
Just amazing. Now, were they mostly filmed like today? We have a live audience here. It's
Yeah.
our first ever live
Right.
audience.
I know, I'm so happy. Thank you for allowing
Yes,
us.
it's great.
Absolutely.
Did you film in front of a live audience a lot of times?
No,
or
the
not really?
only 3 camera shows,
Okay,
like
okay.
Waverly Wonders, or 3 camera shows. That
Yeah.
was a Love Boat. No, not Love Boat. Happy Days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Those shows were done in front of a live
Live
audience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, those are great because it's
Yeah.
just like theater. And then you do it like a play.
Yeah.
You'd start and do it. If something really bad happened, you would come back and pick it up.
Yeah.
But then after the audience left, you would fix things that needed to be done.
I gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, like refilm for. Yeah. Okay.
But it was really fun because then it's just like theater, and theater is what I grew up with. So yeah,
How cool.
yeah, that
That's
was
amazing.
Is there a lifetime friend from that era that you still talk to?
yes, I would say. I have a couple, but an on-camera friend. There's producers and things, writers that I'm very friend. In fact, one of my writers married my cousin.
Oh, seriously?
Nice.
I love
Bill
that.
Radkin. And he married my cousin Carrie, and they live in New York. So, and
Okay.
Julie Harris, while she was with us, she's not with us anymore. She was a great human, and I learned a lot with her, And same with Constance. Constance and she were good friends. And now Constance and I got invited to do Ben Harrington, I think, invited us to do a thing with women in film.
Oh, that'd be
And
cool.
she and it was great.
Yeah.
And she and I reconnected, and it was like nothing.
Never
no
skipped a
time,
beat, yeah.
never skipped
Picked
a
up,
beat.
like, right
just
where you left
picked up.
off, yeah.
And so I'm in touch with her. We speak, every other week or something like that. It's fantastic. And you do these things, and you do your work,
Yeah.
and you do it the best to your ability, and then you move on, right?
Yeah.
And then you do your next piece of work to the best of your ability, move on. You never think, like, how is that going to come down in time?
Yeah.
How is that? And so for Knots Landing, to be here now
Yeah.
and to be, valued in some capacity is like such a plus. You just you don't know the impact that things are going to have. It's like a song.
Yeah.
You hear a song, or music is another thing that propels you and can take you right to where you were at that given moment, or move you forward to that. So I would say, now Constance and I are pretty well. We were always tight doing the show, and then things went went their way. But now we've come back together, and in fact, we're in California visiting her and her husband, who's a fabulous director, Sam Weisman, and Bill Devane, who started this whole polo thing. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's a pretty interesting character, and very much into polo, where Tom Dorrance was working with him, or they were working together in the polo world. And it's just, everything kind of comes full circle, because I had worked with Tom Dorrance and sang for him at his 80th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
And, it was just like all this stuff starts coming together again, and you don't really realize the impact it has at that given moment.
Yeah. It's amazing. You have just, I don't know, you've just had such a cool story. I've so enjoyed talking to you,
Oh,
getting
thank
to
you,
know you.
Lindsay.
Yes, you're just awesome. It's
Well, I
just
love you
amazing.
guys
We
too.
love
I
you
mean,
too. We appreciate you.
It's
Yes.
it's a really important place here. It's really important.
And you've been a huge supporter of us for years, so we appreciate
Oh,
that.
thank
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, like I say, I used to come from California to go to Brighton Feed and Tack.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because the tack there was so great, and you have taken that on and moved it up. So it's beautiful. It's
Came
beautiful
and
that you
visit
did
us
that.
in our little barn before.
Yeah,
So that's
I love the
fabulous.
little barn too.
Yes,
Yes.
for sure.
Well, thank you
Thank
guys
you.
for having
Yes,
me. I
it was
love
such an
it.
honor.
I love
You're a
it.
true
Thank
legacy
you.
in the
Oh,
acting and
you
the
are
horse
so
industry.
kind.
Yes, so inspiring. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Lindsay.
Thank you guys. Yes. Our first live audience. That's pretty cool.
Yay. Sit up tall. We might want to
Awesome.
incorporate this, as you say.
Absolutely.
Yes, for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you
Thanks.
again.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
it was so much fun.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching the Situation Podcast brought to you by Saddle Up. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, or drop us a comment. Until next time, thanks for watching.